The movie opens up showing us a man named Victor Frankenstein. He was very interesting in medical science and wanted to accomplish something great in his life. One night, he visits a circus where a very pretty girl is showing her performance. While performing, that girl falls down and gets injured. Welcome to Review Recapped. Appreciate our efforts by subscribing and turning on the notifications, please. It means us a lot. Spoilers ahead. Enjoy. We see a guy named Igor who is hunchbacked. He cannot walk properly because of his bent back. That girl was finding difficulty to breathe due to falling. But Igor understands. What is her problem? How will she be recovered? Because Igor had enough knowledge about human structure. It was so because he himself was hunchbacked. He has studied a lot about human body for its recovery. He was not qualified, but he was not less than a doctor. He saves that girl within no time. And that girl restores her breath. Victor Frankenstein is shocked, witnessing it. He goes to Igor and asks, "How you did it?" He tells that I have read a number of books. Victor says to him, "You are wasting your time in the circus. Come with me. I will change your life." Ringmaster also hears all. He is the owner of that place. He becomes angry because Igor wanted to leave that place. He cages and threatens him, "I will give you in the custody of police if you try to escape. You are my slave. All gained human knowledge on your part is by the stolen books. And police will not take time to arrest you." After some time we see that Victor Frankenstein arrives there and helps Igor to escape from that cage. Other people in the circus also witness this and run after them. But Victor brings Igor to his house safely, hiding from the eyes of others. Reaching at house, first of all, Victor ejects the pus from his hunchback using interjection and medicine, so that his body posture may be recovered. And we see that Igor is recovered here. He is able to stand for the first time. It means, Igor is not hunchbacked person anymore, he can walk properly now. In the next scene we see that a police officer who is investigating missing Igor and a local murder case. Victor tells Igor, that I am experimenting a thing called reversal of death. It means, I can revive the dead man or an animal. I have to do a great job for it and you will assist me. He also shows the human eyes placed in a container. Passing the electricity through them, those eyes begin to move. Being smarter, Igor corrects a mistake of Victor at a place. He tells him, that you have not attached the eye's nerves. Victor is pleased knowing that he has corrected his mistake. He is more impressed by him. Now he hired Igor as his assistant. Time begins to pass, both revive the organs of dead animals. Both want to create a giant monster with the different organs. They wanted to take science at advanced level. After working, Victor and Igor move to a party, where Igor meets the same pretty girl who was shown in start of the movie. That girl cannot recognize him, but Igor is still in love with her. Here Victor suggests him to keep away from that girl. He tells, that girl is a distraction for you. Focusing on her, you will not be able to concentrate on your work. Later, they come back to their house. Here the monster first time comes on the scene. It is chained with the different electric wires. Now it is the time to pass the electricity. Electricity is passed through this dead monster, so that it may revive. Igor is being confused here. But he is relaxed when a dead monster starts moving. It means that their experiment has succeeded. Next day, Victor Frankenstein brings that monster into his university to prove his science. Monster begins to attack from side to side as it revives. It starts hurting the people. So Victor has to kill his own made creature. Victor is thrown out by his university, because he has applied unconventional methods. There are also his classmates who are aristocratic. They say to Victor, "We will fund you. Continue these experiments." And he also asks him, "You will make an artificial humanoid for me." It means, such creature which may be created according to us. They may assist us in the various pursuits. Otherwise, he offers him a large amount of money. Here it is noticed that Igor does not want to work for them. Overlooking Igor, Victor accepts the offer of his aristocratic classmates. Victor has awarded him a new life after curing his hunchback, so Igor agrees with him. He had saved his life, owing him. Therefore he agrees to cooperate with Victor. Next day, same police officers visits Victor's house, so that they may investigate this case. They had also known that an effort was made to revive monster in the university. Police officers have no warrant to check the house, so Victor does allow them to check the house. They return back with disappointment. Here Igor meets with the circus girl, whom he loves. That girl explains to him, try to stay away from Victor. Don't conduct such experiments. Otherwise he will again create a monster. They spend some time with each other. He observes those police officers and their workers are breaking the house door, when Igor returns back from there. Entering the house from the other door, he asks Victor to escape. He tells him that your classmate investor has managed a way to escape for us. But Victor does not leave from there and starts damaging the machinery there. He does not want to leave the machinery in the hands of others. Meanwhile, the police officer enters. Pointing them gun, he tries to stop them. But they don't act accordingly. After a great fight, Victor pushes him and police officer's hand is caught in the big toothed wheel. And his hand is dismembered. Now police officer has deprived one of his hand. On the other side, both go to their friend who has funded this project, sitting in a carriage. Here their friend investor hands over more money to them. He says, work on my project. Create an artificial human. Because working was not safe here, so investor suggests him to leave Scotland. There is my ancestry bungalow and you can work there silently and easily. And he leaves for Scotland. So he may work on his project. Aristocratic investor visits Igor as Victor leaves. He tells him, I will finish Victor as the experiment is accomplished. And I will utilize his made artificial human as a weapon. Being artificial, it will be bulletproof and no one will be able to end it. And it will work on my command. After telling it, Igor is thrown into the water while fastening his hands and feet. Untying his ropes hardly, Igor comes upward, saving his life. After rescuing himself, he leads to that circus girl. He tells her, Victor's life is at risk. We will have to save his life. Both leave for Scotland together so that Victor may be informed that his life is at risk. Reaching there, he reveals everything to Victor. Your life is in danger. But Victor wants to continue this experiment in spite of knowing it all. Because he exposes a secret to him. A storm broke out many years ago, my elder brother fell victim there. And Victor blames himself for his brother's death in some way. And he wants to revive his elder brother through this experiment. After a time, investor and police officers also approach there. Where Victor is conducting his experiment. Much electricity is generated during the experiment which begins to cause a great destruction everywhere. Everything starts damaging and their machine gets exploded. And that investor is dead due to this explosion. Police officer blames Victor, you are the root of all destruction. Everything is happening because of you. During the conversation, that created monster begins to move after getting up. Nowhere, Victor is excited thinking as his conducted experiment is successful. Victor tries to communicate with that monster but it does utter a word. And that monster keeps standing at a place. That monster was looking dangerous so police officer was afraid. He shoots it, taking out his gun. Afterwards, that monster starts fighting with Victor and Igor, harming them, but they both manages to kill that monster. In the end we see that Victor is sitting at some beach. He writes a letter to Igor stating that you can meet that girl. Hope you enjoyed.